These photos show the effects of Raynaud's. Fingers that have turned yellow or white as blood flow is restricted during an attack. Not many people have heard of the condition, yet it affects over 10 million people in the UK. It affects blood flow to parts of the body, most commonly hands and feet. These painful attacks are brought on by stress or cold temperatures. Jodie's had Raynaud since she was a teenager. She was at a football match when her fingers changed colour. After doing some research, she went to her GP.
They didn't really know anything about it, and she suggested that I put hot potatoes in my pockets, which wasn't really very helpful. It happens quite a lot in supermarkets. You know, if you go down the cold fridge or freezer aisles, that's when it is quite bad. And it's good now that there are different types of bags. When it was the thin plastic bags, it was just useless because your fingers go completely white. It can be one, it can be the end of one, or it can be all. But they go completely numb, so you can't feel anything, and it's just really difficult to kind of pick things up or do anything really when you're having an attack. It can take a couple of minutes for the feeling to come back, or it can take, an hour for the feeling to come back.
Though rare, the condition can be a sign of a more serious illness called scleroderma.
It is a rare autoimmune condition. It affects 19,000 people, so we don't want to raise alarm bells, but if you're having Raynaud's symptoms, but also having sore or swollen fingers or experiencing acid reflux, it could be an indication of this condition, so we would recommend going to your GP and talking to them.
People with severe Raynaud's can take medication. For those with a milder form, it's about keeping warm.
I was really worried about the energy prices increasing, because if I don't stay warm, then I get more of these attacks, and it can cause so many problems. Even just kind of, if you're working from home, even just typing, you can't feel your fingers, you can't really work like that.
We surveyed our community to ask them about the rising energy costs and how that's affecting their health, and it was quite shocking that we had results of over 76% of people were avoiding putting their heating on, which would then cause them a painful Raynaud's attack rather than pay the energy cost bills. So we are asking, we have written an open letter to the Chancellor to ask for some help for people with Raynaud's, particularly severe Raynaud's.
The charity hopes raising awareness will encourage people with the symptoms to seek a diagnosis from their GP. Lisa Hartle, GB News, London.